The Daru often contemplates the view outside that window. He speaks fondly of you.
Strange. He spends most of his time chastising me.
He holds you in high regard, you know.
He can keep his admiration. I do not seek it.
It's strange. You have served on the War Council for a while, and yet, while the rest of us wither, you haven't aged a day. I wondered why that is so.
We do not speak of it often, but in my den only the sharpest of minds rule. The previous warlord's mind began to slip rapidly, almost to the point of breaking completely. The turnover of a mind from soundness to derangement seemed to grow quicker with every passing lord.
I remember hearing of him. Unpleasant toward the end, I am sure.
To avoid such an occurrence from ever happening again, the seers of the hall bestowed unending lifespans to myself and the rest of my siblings, believing us to be the best hope for rational thought against the potential waywardness of the intellectual mind. My older brother took to the debate stage to make his claim as the next warlord of Ohm's Reach and failed. He was defeated by a feeble-minded old man on a technicality and exiled for his insolence. The next chance I had, I challenged the old man, and unlike my brother, the former lord was no match for me, and I was declared the winner and the next ruler of our den.
And now, I wonder no more. I find their actions intriguing. What happened to your brother, if I may ask?
He wandered into the Whisper Den seeking asylum, and was slaughtered for his inquiry.
So it begs the question. While you were serving side by side with the former Lord of Stealth and Silence, you never once took your revenge. Why not?
I would have, if not for the traditions of the war chamber. If no blood has ever been shed there, my axe will not produce the first spilled drop.
And now that he has been dispatched, does it set you any more at ease?
It does not.
Do you not trust this new Lord Madura?
A whisper is a whisper. They are no different from each other.
And if I told you it was her hand that held the knife that killed him?
Makes no difference. If she can slay her own kin, then she is capable of slaying mine.
I urge you to keep an open mind. Until we meet again.
Thank you, Overlord.
Trying to break free, see the stars obscure. Will you speak to your son before you leave?
I would not leave without saying a word.
That is not my meaning.
I will not divert from my stance, I be.
Has he no choice in the matter?
I suppose I can't stop him from trying. Can't be with him every second.
If he is as willful as his father.
I do not speak from ignorance. These days are dangerous. Much more so than when our grandparents took this land back. We fight so that our children may not have to.
Perhaps he should learn. There may come a day when you are away and he has to defend us.
You are skilled with the blade.
As is almost everyone in Sparrow. Why would you put him at such disadvantage?
That is not my intent.
Then let him learn. He is diligent in his studies, and I will make sure that he continues to.
The practice sword only.
Any word from your sister?
The council has met, and the ceremony has been observed. I expect you to return shortly.
Baby, go wash up.
Okay.
It seems there are problems within the council.
What sort of problems?
We might have to prepare for war.
War with who?
The Whisper Den is disputing the claim to the Den of Knowledge.
Lord Andronica has the treaty. We have both seen it.
It has not been notarized by any official at the Keep. This is why the Whisper Den may be able to dispute the claim.
Then let them try. Little brother?
Older sister.
What news from the Keep? We are not at an advantage. The council continues to delay our claim. Some of them dismiss it outright. Dara vows to fight us if we continue to pursue what should be ours.
What do you plan to do?
I must speak with Sapientha in the morning. For now, I'm tired. It's been a long few days.
Andronica!
How are you, little one?
I'm good. I'm learning how to read speech patterns.
That is very important. It lets you know what people are really thinking when they speak. People often don't say what they mean, just what they want you to hear.
Do you want to read my writing? I think you'll be very impressed with my improvement.
Of course I do. But for now, I need to speak with your parents a moment.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, I am all yours.
I'll hold you to it.
Time to go to sleep.
Okay.
Are we talking war?
If we must.
Andronica, do you really think that's wise?
I have the deceased Lord of Knowledge's signature on his own decree.
And you would just undermine the sovereignty of Serenia.
I am tired of this debate. We have been through this. It gives us tactical advantage and also stability for our line. Do you not want the lordship, little brother?
Will you have us summon the others in?
I would. We meet midday. I will speak with Sapientha beforehand.
Don't forget, a little girl who would be really upset if her aunt stood her up.
Never.
Do not make this about him. Our brother was in exile. You cannot send us to war over someone who was excommunicated.
He was our blood and they killed him. Have you no loyalty?
You know better than to question my loyalty. Over a century, we've dwelled in these bodies that do not age, and never once have I given you reason to question me.
Then why are you questioning me now? Bring up your concerns when we assemble. You know, the debate is always welcome at the appropriate time.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
And that's why it stands to reason that the longer we wait, the closer these two dens get to war.
So you still insist on apathy towards this issue of the traitor, then?
Not apathy, Deru, patience. As I've said before, I think the snake in the grass will always reveal themselves, whether they miscalculate and strike too early in an eagerness to accomplish their ends, or wait too long and their moment passes. Rarely do they operate without error, as I'm sure you're aware.
We are.
This dispute between Ohm's Reach and the Whisper Den is most concerning to me. More than anything, this claim that Andronica is given rights to lordship is most irregular.
That is an understatement. Is it out of concern for this that you sent your son home?
It is. If we are to negotiate continuation of our current cooperative status amongst the dens, I must do so unabated, much to my dismay. He has much to learn yet.
He is gifted. His potential is quite clear.
He can avoid the mistakes.
Lord Murin, if we may, what you are referring to
are not my failures. Much gratitude, my friend, but I cannot and will not accept absolution. I'll carry these burdens with me to the end of my days.
We would hate to see such long-term suffering.
That's assuming, of course, that my days are many. Not all of us are gifted with long life such as you.
Long life carries its own burdens, we assure you.
What happened at the council?
Aren't you going to welcome me home, little sister?
Sorry. Welcome home.
How are you, Kendra?
Same as always. Why do you ask?
I want to make sure you are well. We may be facing a threat. I need my first in command.
What kind of threat?
The Whisper Den disputes our claim. They mean to resist.
What should we do?
We begin the debate midday tomorrow. See that you are there, as your opinion will be sought for.
Of course.
I thought you should know. I'm sending Jasper out on recon.
Alone?
Best she not be hindered by another.
Is there no one else?
Kendra, I know you care for her, but do not let that cloud your judgment.
Of course, you're right.
Sleep well, little sister. We have much more ahead of us.
Terumi, where did you get that?
Found it. Can we go to the trails tomorrow?
I'm sorry, little one, but I am preparing to leave.
I wish you could stay.
I know, but my title is an important one. The work I do, it keeps us all safe.
Because of the Overwatch.
That's right.
Why won't you let Raymar join?
Well, you know how you feel when I leave?
Yeah.
I feel the same way, just like you.
Thank you, Father, for keeping us safe.
Father?
Did you really think you'd be free so easily?
Yeah, no,
Hope is not for you.
I have not forgot.
You are to go back to the keep now. The council is to be summoned again. I will be listening.
Yes, my queen.
This is not good news. What else would you have me do? Think clearly.
You would go to war over a blood feud, citing the acquisition of certain
Tactical advantage as the purpose? Do you not see the corruption in this?
Corruption? I will choose not to take offense to that, Sapientha. You cannot argue the tactical advantage we gain by naming my younger brother the Lord of Knowledge. Further, how can you say I have no right to avenge my family?
Andronica, you knew that Auric was in exile. His life was beyond avenging as soon as he passed our borders.
I have been waiting nearly 30 years to find out what happened to him in the Whisperer Den. So I ask you again, you would suggest that I deny myself and my family the chance for closure?
I would. The other sisters and I did not grant you and your family long life to seek revenge. It was because we thought you the most capable of finally maintaining peace for us.
Do not seek to guilt me.
I do not. I seek to guide you, as always. Give up this endeavor, for all our sakes.
Out of respect, I will take your words into account. But the final word is my own, and I expect your full support once it is given.
As you will have it.
Thank you, Sapienta. Your words always ring of wisdom.
Leaving so soon?
I had only a short leave to be here. There's much going on at the keep that requires my attention.
How exciting.
While I'm away, take care of your mother and sister.
You tell me that every time you leave.
I am aware, and you have done so.
Which raises a question.
Such as?
If you expect me to protect this family while you are away, then what makes you think the opposite of me protecting the Sparrow as a soldier of the Overwatch?
Son, the Overwatch has become too great a risk. The death of the Overlord has created confusion and strife throughout the whole of the Sparrow. Even our bravest soldiers question if they will see tomorrow. If you survived, you would toil away in the lowest ranks for the majority of your life. I remain steadfast in my duty as Brigadier, but I have grown not quite content. I am seeking the vacant seat at the council. If I am successful, you would be next in line. Protect our family. That is most important, above all else. Learn to do this, for we may one day find ourselves protecting our entire den. But for now, I would expect more of my son than to follow in my footsteps. There is no future in that for you.
I'm supposed to protect them with this?
Learn to wield it, and you may one day earn a warrior's sword. But keep up on your studies. One slip, and I will take this back.
And if you can't get the seat?
What of it?
Can I join the Overwatch then?
I would wish more for my son.
My choices should be my own.
And one day they will be, but not today.
How did it go?
About as well as could be expected.
Hopefully you'll be back soon, and you can talk more about it then.
I wish for nothing more.
Please stay safe.
I am a soldier of the Overwatch. Danger does not find easy prey with us.
We are here to debate our choice of action in regards to our claim over Serenia. What we decide today will determine how we are to respond if the War Council should deny us, or if the Whisper Den should resist. Speaking in favor of reserving the right to use force, representing the Hall of Scholars, is Mila. Speaking in favor of diplomacy is Lorna, healer of our armed forces. I will be your moderator, and, as always, Lord Andronica, her brother and sister, will determine which argument is the most convincing. Shall we begin?
Proceed, Sapientha.
Each of you will have a moment for opening statements. I urge you to keep them brief. After which you will each have a chance to respond, and also one rebuttal before closing arguments. Is that understood? You will speak first, followed by Lorna. You may begin your opening statement.
I'd like to thank the moderator for her kind introduction, as well as my opponent for the opportunity to discuss this debate. Lastly, I would like to thank Lord Coda, Lord Kendra, and Lord Andronica for their presence here today.
Men out! Find the intruder!
There'll be others.
Take them all!
Sergeant. Yes, Commander. Heading somewhere? No good, Marshal. Just being prepared. Prepared for what? The Overlord is dead, and the Council now rules. He who sits at the head of your table does not care for me much.
You were once a slave to him.
Oh, yes, Commander. The Overlord gave me my freedom. I'm afraid you may be taken away from me again.
Why do you fear this?
Well, times are uncertain.
My friend, you are a soldier of the Overwatch. The most elite army in the Sparrow. You needn't fear any man. Whatever it is that you intend, do it. Do not let your service to us stop you. It is what I am thinking, and I am aware more so than you know. then it shall have my support. We do not know what the future holds. Sometimes we must make it ourselves. You have served your station well.
Lewin has sent word. He has to make the potion ready. Should the Growler find out, we would be lost. At that point, nothing would matter. The Blue One has worked towards her liberation for many years. The moment is finally near. I will send word to the depths. It has been kept safe down there.
My lady, the Lord has been seen approaching the castle.
That is good news. Leave me. I wish to receive my husband alone.
As you wish, my lady.
Lord Cassandra.
This had better be important. I have just returned home.
My apologies, but your presence is requested back at the keep.
Damn it! Can I not have one moment to myself?
I am only following orders.
I am aware. Just as I am also aware that one should never kill the messenger. This is why I'm giving you a head start. Be swift in your return. If I should overtake you, your life is forfeit. This is where you should run.
I thought I told you I would receive my husband in private.
You did, my lady?
And what are you doing here?
Lord Alexander was intercepted by a messenger of the Overwatch. It appears as though he's returning to the keep. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, my lady.
So you say, but you do not know just how much. Slave!
Yes, my lady.
Dispose of this.
Of course, sweet lady.
How could she just leave now, after an attack?
If the attack was the work of the Whispered Den, then the proper thing to do is to take issue with it at the keep.
Kendra is right. Lord Andronica relies on the four of you to keep this den safe. It is her job to foster diplomacy.
Jasper saw the Whispered Den spies. We already know they're involved.
I did. As first in command, my decision is simple. We keep the defenses up, and we await word from the keep. My sister does not operate without a plan. She has assigned Jasper on a mission to the Whispered Den to find out more about their intentions. She plans on confronting the Lord of Silence herself at the next council meeting.
So what are we to do? She has left instructions for each of us. Kendra and Lexa will reinforce security at our borders. Jasper, as stated, will run reconnaissance. And Lorna and her husband will govern the hall until Lord Andronica returns.
I do not like the thought of you going there alone.
It is my job.
No one ever returns alive, not from a mission like this. It was one thing for her to send lower ranks, but...
You think me incapable?
You know as well as I do that no one has found the location of the Whispered Den entrance. And if they have, they've never come back to speak of it.
That's exactly the point. If I were to go out and make this discovery, and if I was to return with the location...
So you're in it for glory?
No, not fully. I wish to do this for Ohm's Reach, under Andronica's rule. She has given me everything. I feel that I owe this to her.
If anything should happen to you, return to me.
I will.
I am glad you are home safe.
Seems the attack was an isolated one. There were no traces of the enemy or the Whispered Den spies along the way.
And Lord Andronica?
Safely to path before the border. She insisted on going the rest of the way alone.
Do you think we can avoid this war?
I would not lie to you. In short, no. I know Andronica better than anyone, except for maybe Kendra. And she set out on a course of action that is usually what takes place. Regardless, the fate of Serenia lies with a victory for us.
I must admit, I do not like the thought.
Don't let it bother you. We are Ohm's Reach. A few assassins underground.
Kodo, we've never been to war with another den. Do you not see the potential for disaster? We have a daughter. Do you want her growing up in battle, afraid for her life at every turn? Do you want her growing up without one of us, or both?
Of course not. I have faith that if Andronica can reach an agreement at the Keep to end this conflict, she will use her better judgment and do so.
I hope you are right.
You know better than to lay your echoes here, Redwing.
Even your insults are soft.
I don't intend to kill you. One more step, and I would have no choice in the matter.
What's stopping you?
Have the whispers grown softer still?
I've already spoken too much.
But there's more.
Yes, your presence here indicates that our two dens are drawing closer to war. We have this chance to avert it, should we be able.
Why? But I trust one of the enemies of Andronica.
Do you not see that it is you who are the aggressor? You are the second spy sent by your lord.
Second, I am only here to make sure your lord doesn't send another enemy herd to our doors.
Another?
We were attacked.
As were we.
And you mean to tell me that it wasn't you who sent them? I saw your spies.
We did not send the attackers. Our spies were also caught by surprise.
I am not inclined to believe you.
Maybe not. But bear this in mind. I suspect that there are other forces at work.
What other forces?
Unknown. But they are designed to divide the dens and cause dissension.
How do you know of this?
You are the ones who speak. We are the ones who listen. Listen to me now. There is no one else here. Go back to your home and do not speak of anything heard here. It is our chance to interrupt the current of this conflict.
What certainty do I have that you will not betray my trust?
By code, we are a defensive people, true to our word. The histories reflect this. Now go. The longer you stay, the more danger you are in.